the Ontario Falconry Centre is here to educate us on the bald eagle, because I am telling you, this is not my gardening glove, it's my bald eagle holding glove. Welcome back to Daytime.
Thank you very much for having us back again.
You have brought a magnificent bird. I mean, if the owl wasn't enough, now we're looking at an actual bald eagle. How did you acquire this bird?
Well, these birds are all captive bred, so generations of breeding will provide us these birds here.
And so you go into a lot of events and educate kids and adults on the type of bird. You're going to educate us on the bald eagle today.
I'm definitely going to educate you on that.
So the first part of the education, I want you to teach me how to have the bird in my hand.
Okay, so step one, I'm just going to maneuver myself over here. You're going to make a fist, and I'm going to transfer him right onto your fist right there.
He's actually very gentle.
Well, he knows exactly what he's doing. So you're going to have to bend the elbow to the body, creating a high point, just like that right here. Now, all these birds climb to the highest point, so if you were to lower your hand, you'd be forcing him up to your shoulder.
Oh my goodness, and I definitely don't want to do that.
No, definitely not.
So tell me about what the eagle is. He can't see me, right?
He's actually hooded, which is a good thing because this is an unnatural environment. Okay. So if he was outside, he'd be very comfortable without the hood. But inside, the lights, the cameras might scare him.
So when he's looking over at me without being able to see, what is he doing? Is he listening to my voice?
He's actually listening to your voice, you're right. His eyesight is 8 times stronger than yours, but his hearing is exceptional too.
So what does he eat? Well, hopefully not blondes.
Yes, hopefully not blondes. These bald eagles predominantly eat fish, but when they're not abundant, they're scavenging throughout the country.
Okay, and so what do you feed him?
Besides the occasional child, strictly fed on quail, fish, anything that my other birds catch, I definitely feed my bald eagles.
No, I have to say, I just remembered to put my arm up because I feel him almost about to fall off because he seems so heavy. How much does he weigh?
Well, he only weighs 7 pounds, and that's a male. Females are almost double the size at 14. So you would definitely get a workout if I would have brought my female.
And is this bald eagle an endangered species?
Well, 40 years. It only took 40 years for us to realize that DDT was the cause of their demise. They're absolutely not endangered right now. In some parts of Canada, well, Alaska, there's more bald eagles than there is seagulls there. So they're making a humongous and a tremendous comeback.
What's one thing that you really like kids to know about the bald eagle that maybe surprises them?
They're not bald.
Oh.
So they have a white head and a white tail. And that comes from an Aboriginal name of bald right there. And then we call it the bald eagle. And there's something else that we need to know. There's nothing American about this bald eagle here.
Okay, tell me.
It belongs in North America, in Canada. We've actually put them down south.
I'm going to have to pass this bird back over to you because my arm is on fire.
Open up your hand.
Okay, you got
That's it, yeah. So you didn't do your Zumba class this morning with that, and you're going to need
I got a good blow dry look just then. So the eagle's not bald. It's definitely not American.
Nope. Definitely
and how many do you have at the Ontario Falconry Centre?
Well, we're commercial breeders, so we have an abundance of birds. At one point, over 100. Now, our purpose is to breed them in captivity for the purpose of falconry, or if any zoos would like to purchase them for exhibits or anything else like that. Not for the normal person itself.
So when you say for the purpose of falconry, explain what falconry actually is.
Well, thousands of years ago, birds of prey were used to provide food on the table to feed the family.
I didn't
Just
know
like
that.
the bow, the spear, and eventually the gun. These birds will hunt for you just like they would for themselves every single day if they're in the wild.
So is this bird loyal then to you? So if you can get it to go out and get food and bring it back, it comes back to you?
The only loyalty I have is with Terry right here. These birds, there's no bond between man and bird. There's no love. It is strictly a relationship built on trust.
So when we come back from the break, we're going to be looking at another beautiful bird of prey. This is a kestrel falcon that we're going to see?
This is our smallest falcon that we have in North America, almost second smallest in the world. So we have the largest bird in North America right here, and we're going to talk about the smallest raptor.
Do those two get along? Would you be able to put them in the same cage, or?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not. All these raptors will engage on each other regardless of species, even their own kind. So there's absolutely no love between raptors.
Oh my goodness. Well, I can't wait to learn more about the kestrel falcon when we return. So we'll have more with the Ontario Falconry Centre. Stay right there. It's super exciting. I mean... Welcome back to Daytime. We are back with the Ontario Falconry Centre, this time to learn about the kestrel falcon. So before we went to break, we were learning about the bald eagle, and I was asking you during break if the kestrel falcon is a little more tame or a little kinder than the bald eagle. And you said this one actually could be a bit more dangerous.
The totally opposite here. This falcon has an intelligence about him. He's very smart, he's very fast. And again, I often tell people, do not judge things by their size. This bird has a tremendous heart, tremendous.
So what does it eat?
Well, predominantly it would eat mice, vole, and insects. But as a falconry bird, we can get it to engage on larger prey. And I'll give you a rough size of a dove. Not the cute doves, always the ugly ones.
This will go after a dove?
Definitely. It has a tremendous heart. Tremendous.
Oh, do you see a tremendous heart for attacking its prey?
Exactly. It's tenacious.
Do they ever go back into the wild? Do you ever have birds that are released?
No, it's impossible. Even in the wild kingdom, 1 out of 3 chicks in that nest will ever make it to be mature. So they're already behind the 8 ball. A captive bred bird, it's impossible for them to survive. Impossible.
So we're going to go through a list of true or false questions about falconry, and you can tell us how accurate they are, because as you said, this sport has been around for a very long time. The first, is this true or false? Never touch the falconer's bird without asking permission. This shook its head. I saw the
kind of true. Yes. Kind of true. Yes. Yes.
The next one, walk on the opposite side to the one the falconer has the bird on.
That is false, and I'll tell you why. Predominantly, birds of prey are very skittish around people and movement. They are more accustomed to their handler and themselves. So when they start bringing other people into the mix, they get a little bit nervous throughout what's going on. But now that we've exposed them to people, machinery, vehicles, there's no problems in these birds anymore.
Okay, good to know. Is this true or false? Avoid making loud noises or a lot of movement near the bird.
Yes and no, but again, it's the exposure that we give to these birds now. They're accustomed to loud noises, movements. So before, we didn't have that kind of activity around. It just used to be the bird and the handler in the field. So any obstructions would definitely interfere with that. Now, it's irrelevant.
So when you're going into a school, for instance, and you're showing little kids, obviously they get excited
there
and
you
scream
go.
and
Absolutely.
Or they'll mimic his whistle.
Absolutely, absolutely. These birds have accustomed themselves to that kind of environment.
Oh, that's really good. So here, is this true or false? If the bird catches something, stay well behind the falconer so he may retrieve the bird and deal with the quarry, it's called?
That is an absolute truth itself. Because once these birds capture their prey, it's an adrenaline rush on them. Some of them love to protect it and will actually pick it up and carry it away if it's threatened. And the threat is that somebody's going to take the food away from them. So that's absolutely true.
Would it be true even of you if a bird caught some prey?
Definitely. I'd have to be very vigilant on my bird. I'd have to know that individual bird itself and how to approach it once it has prey. Absolutely true.
Something. Next, follow the falconer's lead. If they start walking into the woods, follow along with them and keep close so you can keep watch.
Definitely.
Yes?
Definitely. The falconer and the bird are in sync. So you would have to watch not just the bird, the falconer itself, because our movements will predict the future result. Definitely.
And I want to go back to something. Do you still use the birds to help people with rodents and pests?
I do a lot of commercial work right now. It's called environmental management, which means that I use the natural presence of the raptor itself. It's a deterrent in order to eliminate your unwanted guest. And when I do provincial contracts on the 400 series highways, that's just to move all that migratory bird and migratory animals away from the job site that will cause injury, risk, or anything else. Yes.
That's interesting because along those highways you often see hawks sitting on the posts.
Definitely. But that hawk there and that that animal that you want out of that area, they already know that there's no danger presence there. But when a falconer and a bird comes in and the bird does exactly what I want it to do, it's an unnatural environment, it's an unnatural thing.
I think that this is an amazing
animals
segment.
pick up
Thanks
on that
for the
right away.
education. And
Right
that's
away.
the end of our show. Thank you to all of our special guests for stopping by and to you at home for watching. I'm Denise Merrick, and we'll see you next time on Daytime.